Hey, hunting family, what is up? Coming at you 2 nights in a row. It's Treks and Tackle. I'm Ron Mentzer, and got a good one for you tonight. We got some family coming in here from the Mentzer Outdoors tribe, and got a full house. Actually, we got some extra characters to bring on. So I'm going to start like we always do, and I'm going to bring on my co-host tonight. I got Josh Bookman, host of the Cookbook. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? I was gonna say long time no see, but we just did this last night.
Yeah, well, if we keep doing it, we can't get any worse, right?
That's exactly right. We're gonna figure this thing out one day.
Yeah, yep. We'll fumble our way through it, fall forward, whatever we got to do.
Yes, sir.
Another repeat guest host that's been with us through the years since we started the podcast, but it's been a while. Got my good buddy Justin Barrick with us tonight. Hey, Justin, what's happening, man?
What's going on?
Dude, you are set up with you guys with the backgrounds. You guys look great.
Yeah, I pulled a picture off of Google, put it up there quick.
That's it, man. Appreciate it. How's your summer been going?
Fast. One thing to another all the time.
Yeah, got to keep busy, or life gets away from you.
Yeah, she's slipping away for sure. I mean, we're eking closer to bow season, and I'm pretty excited about that. I can't wait. I can't wait to go sit in a tree stand.
I think the chatter in a group chat's starting to pick up a little bit too. I know there were some pictures flying around this afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let me get to it here. We got some family here. Gonna bring on my cousin Buck. Hey, Matt.
How's
What's
it going?
happening? Got you guys settled in here. Testing all the gear. Got the video equipment rocking and rolling tonight. It's been a while since you've been on too.
It has been. We've been busy. My kids have me somewhere in the country shooting a bow like every weekend. I feel like
that's basically how it's been. Like we haven't been able to, slow down and connect to. I know you've been trying to get me to come out and do some shooting with you guys, and you're always you're great hosts whenever I do make it out. But you're always shooting somewhere competitively. And why don't you just give us a brief overview of the summer and how it's gone, and then we'll bring on our other guest.
It's been busy, but it's been fun. We've the wife and I divided and conquered a couple weekends. She had the kids at shoots, and I was at home working just to make things work. And some weekends we get to go together, some weekends we were apart, but it works. The kids had fun. We got a break too, so it all works.
Well, you guys, when you got multiple kids, sometimes you got to divide and conquer, right?
Yeah, especially. I mean, we're starting to get to where there's a separation. I don't know what the right word is for the shooting the kids want to do.
Yeah.
I got one daughter that is into shooting paper and likes the targets, and then Mason and Erica are, wide open in the 3D. So Kara shoots the 3D, but she prefers the paper.
Love it. I know she outshoots me, so love hanging out with those guys. But well, anyway,
and she'll tell you about it too. She don't mind telling you that she outshoots you.
That's why we love it. So listen, if you guys have been following the show for any amount of time, you know Buck, you know Justin, and you know Josh. But we got a first timer on here. We're bringing in a little bit of family firepower, and I'm bringing on Buck's oldest son, Mason Mentzer. Mason, how you doing, bro?
Oh, I'm living the dream.
Yeah. No doubt, man. Well, listen, we've been talking about this. Mason's been, hitting me up on socials, and we've been carrying on a bit of a conversation over the summer. He's actually helped me set up my bow a little bit, and we've done some shooting together. But he's really taken things to the next step. And Mason, why don't you just take a minute and tell us a bit about yourself beyond the bow, and what got you into the outdoors. That's usually what we do when we bring on somebody new to the show. Let's get your bio and your background, man.
I grew up around guys that hunted all the time. My dad's been on the podcast before talking about hunting. He's the one that got me into shooting a bow, and I I kind of fell in love since I started shooting a bow. Love the outdoors. I mean, hunt every year when I can through wrestling season, and because I'm wrestling's my first love. So
Yeah, why don't you touch on that, man? Because I know that you're still in that time. I mean, and you're having some success. High school wrestling, and you got to put the time and the effort into that to be successful. But why don't you just tell us about that being part of your passion?
yeah, wrestling's been like everything to me. I guess it's the first hard thing I ever did to what still has me going to make me want to make myself better. It's taught me so many life lessons, and it's my senior year now, so I got one more year, wrap it up a little bit, achieve all my goals.
Cherish it, brother. Cherish
Oh,
it. Don't forget about that. But I mean, that's kind of cool because you can see the transition. I mean, you can see how passionate you are about that. And then, I mean, if you carry that sort of, same passion and same work ethic into, shooting your bow, you're taking this professionally, man, I think you're going to go places, brother.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
Matt, what's it been like watching Mason like step it up and watching him level up?
I mean, just over this summer, it's been we went from helping him every way we can to yeah, you're on your own now, man, because you're whooping my what all the time. So
Yeah, we're all competitive, man. They got that family
it is,
competition.
I mean, it's fun. So for me as dad, the best part is, we're at a shoot and they're talking about this kid that shot this score. And I know who the kid is, and the guy telling
Right.
the story knows who the kid is, and that we're sitting there talking with these other pro level shooters about the kid, and the one guy turns around and goes, "Well, there's the kid. That's the kid that we're talking about. And so that's been the fun part for me is, I measure my weekend success on how my kids do. How
Right.
Mason does, or how my daughters, or how the other kids we're coaching anymore do. It's not on what my scorecard says. It's what theirs looks like. I mean, that's what makes the fun. What makes the weekends go.
Yeah, it's a different approach, Justin. I think you can probably speak to that too. And Josh, I know that you just got one of your kiddos went through hunter safety, got their hunter safety course done and stuff. And Justin, why don't you speak to that, briefly about watching your kids get into it, get passionate, and the difference between, because you're a competitive guy too, right? We compete in everything we do, but
sure.
watching your kids be successful and get after it is a different perspective.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, Lily's 15 now, so she's kind of starting to get old enough to where some things we may be able to actually compete with each other.
Yeah.
But I think your kids in general, you want them to have it better than you had it. You want them to, experience all the good things that you got to experience, plus a little more, a little better. And that's, I think, as parents, what we try to do. We're just trying to give them as much as we can, and we love to see them do well and enjoy and feel the same feelings that we feel on the things that we love to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So that there's certainly a sense of pride, and seeing how good they can go or how far they can go is just it makes you happy and proud and excited for them.
So Mason, one of the things that your initial response is like, "Hey, I grew up around guys that hunt. I grew up around people that like to shoot the bow," and that's kind of par for the course. When we ask that question to almost everybody, like, "How did you get into hunting?" Like, it's because of the surrounding piece of it, and you got a whole family that's been pretty supportive of your journey. So
Oh yeah.
what does that mean to you to like not have to just go out and figure it out, but you're surrounded by people that are supportive and going to encourage you along the way?
It's awesome because I always have somebody I can ask for an opinion on. I always have somebody I can, fall back on if something's not going right. and everybody kind of understands a little bit. Like if I'm having a problem, everybody
Yeah.
understands. They can help. That's my biggest thing is that, like having all that help to fall back on.
And you're just like the rest of us, you got that Mentzer blood running through your veins. And even though people will give you their opinions, we really don't want to hear it sometimes. Even though, if you chew on it for a little bit, it's like, all right, I know he was right when he said that. I just didn't want to hear it in the moment. Why don't you walk us through, tell us your story, man. Like, how did you get started in the competitive archery piece? Like, was there a pivotal moment that you're like, man, I want to shoot competitively? Because I grew up hunting, but it's like I was talking with Justin earlier, we were texting, and you guys know this, like I'm hunting, I'm not target shooting, I'm not competitive shooting as much as I grew up doing it. But what was that pivot point for you where you're like, man, I want to get into this and just start really getting serious about shooting my bow competitively?
I think it all started. We started going to the club we go to now, Dillsburg Fishing Game, and we went there. We were doing indoor target shooting paper. We were shooting paper every Tuesday night between my wrestling practices. Like after my wrestling practices, I would go, and I kind of fell in love with it. Shooting the bow, I just had fun. Everybody that we were around was always like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just a good group of people. Everybody was willing to help, always easy to talk to, and that we started going to some 3D shoots, more and more of them, and I just started to keep falling in love with it, and I keep meeting more people, and I think the biggest I wrestle, so it carries right into archery. Being able to let stuff go and then going on to the next one.
Right.
And that's
I think there's a lot of similarities, archery and wrestling, and I think they absolutely go in hand. You know, your mentality of just always, you can always be better at it. And I mean, your conditioning can be better, your technique can be better, you can be stronger, you can be, wrestling, and it's you on that line, man. I mean, you have your coaches that have, helped to guide and prepare you. You've had your teammates that you're working with, on a weekly basis, and you drive each other. But when it's go time and that light's on the center of the mat, it's you and the other guy, and that's all there is to it. And when you're on the line trying to hit a spot, it's you got yourself. You have yourself and what you've built, mechanically wise, but your mind is such a big deal. So I just think it goes hand in hand. It really, really does.
So I was thinking about this, just like what you said, Justin, because it is you out there, whether you're on the wrestling mat or whether you're, competing in an archery shoot. But the other thing that I always fall back on is doing things as a group. And Mason, you touched on this, when you said we started to go to the range, shout out to Dillsburg, where you guys, belong and represent. But you find a group of people that you enjoy doing it with. And even though it's you against yourself, and how can you improve yourself, doing it with friends and family and like-minded people, that brings in another level of fun, because you can shoot by yourself and do it alone. But it's, I don't know, you get the itch whenever you're doing it with friends. And it's just like coming on here doing a podcast. Like I could sit here and have a conversation, just Mason and I, but it's a heck of a lot more fun when you get 3 or 4 other guys that want to come in, chime in, and give your expertise too. So, Mason, you crushed it at the amateur level. Tell us a little bit about that. What are some standout wins that stuck out to you? I know, Buck's been on here. I hate to say Dad's singing your praises, but I know he's proud of you, and you've had some success. So why don't you tell us about that amateur level and some standout wins you've had?
I had kind of I had a great year, I guess, to say for the amateur level stuff. I won pretty much all the regionals I shot, or every regional I shot, I won. And
Wow.
I had every year at states, I kind of had a problem or two that was completely on me. But my indoor state, that was a big one because that was my first ever, I guess, big win,
Mm-hmm.
so to say. And then my 3D one, my 3D state title, that was a bit of a nervous wreck. I
Heck yeah.
For some reason I fell apart on the range and then came out to do shoot down 6 points behind and figured it out.
There ain't nothing like coming
That's
from
awesome.
behind.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then my outdoor target did not go the way I planned.
You did let one slip away.
Yeah. But
What does that mean? He let one slip away. Explain that.
well,
He took second, but I'm
Okay.
very proud of him. I'm very proud of him because it was actually an equipment malfunction on his bow, and the fact that he didn't wrap that bow around the nearest tent pole, I was proud of him because he
There you
didn't
go.
like that. He don't like that bow anyway. So once he realized that it was the bow that he and maybe he should have caught it or whatever, but once he realized it was an equipment deal and the bow kind of left him down a little bit, I was proud of the fact that we walked away with that bow in one piece because it could have just as easily
Yeah.
been wrapped around a tent pole.
Yeah, for sure.
oh, yeah.
Well, it's like you said, Mason. Sometimes you like just get it out of your head and move on to the next thing. And
Yep.
that's the way that this sport works. Buck, from your view, what's been the most impressive part of Mason's rise and having a little bit of success?
Probably how he handles himself on the bigger stages. That seems to be where he does his best shooting, or where when the lights shine the brightest, that's when he's shot the best at this point.
Right on.
His 3D shoot down at states, 6 points behind, and he comes out of the gate swinging, popping 14s off, and you know, as dad, I'm up there watching, and I knew once he tied the score, he had already shot more rings, so he
Mm-hmm.
had the
Yeah.
tiebreaker. So I'm up there like screaming to myself, does he know he already has it won? Like, he has the tiebreaker. He doesn't have to gamble, shoot the safe shots. Well, luckily enough, he had a good guy in his corner holding his umbrella. They both knew already that all we
Yeah.
got to do is match what the other guy shoots, and I win on bonuses. So after he dialed up 6 extra points, he just dialed it in and coasted his way and took what he needed.
Yeah.
Stayed safe and took the safe route out. And but even beyond that, when we went to the national events, he shot well. He carries himself well with the group. When most people find out he's a 17-year-old kid, they're like, "Oh,
They
okay,
don't realize. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah."
So what's it like that? Like, have the team rally around you like that, Mason? You know what I mean? Because that's important. Like having that support of those people around you, and even when the family can't go, like I know from the family's perspective, we talk a lot of smack at one another. And we give each other a hard time. That's our love language. That's how you fit in. But I know you got a lot of people beyond family that are, going to these shoots with you and being very supportive. Um, what's that feel like to you, just to know you got people got your back?
It's great because you go to a shoot, you have a bad day, or you're working on having a bad day, and somebody comes up to you and asks you how your day's going, and then tell you to kind of fix it. And having somebody like that, I don't know, I guess you could say, so to say, I look up to, or I don't know how to say it, but
Somebody that's been in the same spot.
yeah, somebody that's been in
Yeah,
the same
right.
spot,
We can relate.
and yeah, can kind of coach me through it somehow, and helped me turn my day around a lot of times. But yeah, it's always nice having people you meet like that, and you go to travel with shoots with, and just makes the day a lot better when you're having a bad day.
Well, I'm dropping a question in the chat here, but what's your go-to bow setup for amateurs starting out? What do you recommend?
Is this a Mason question or a Mac or a
This is
Buck
I'm throwing
question?
this out to the group. I'm throwing this out to the group because
So,
just like
so with all the
opinions, we all
kids
got
I've
one.
helped, so with all the kids I helped coach, I'm a little biased, but right now the best youth bow, beginner bow on the market for a kid that wants to shoot competitively is an Elite, because their small bows have a solid back wall like your high dollar target bows are going to have. So it's going to give a kid a true feel of what they're going to be dealing with and looking for as they grow into larger bows.
Okay. That's good advice.
Mason, Justin, Josh, any thoughts on this?
See that I'm learning right now. Okay, every bow that I've ever shot has been given to me, and all I've
Yeah.
had to do is go get it tuned and set to my draw length and the poundage that I like to shoot. So I'm in this to learn right now.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm not a target person. I shoot. I love going 3D, and honestly, back when I could shoot, I would say through my late teens and 20s, I really wish that I'd have done more shooting. I wish I'd have gone and done more stuff, because it was fun. I guess I
Right.
just didn't realize how well I was able to do it. Like now, I guess I struggle getting to, whether it's just getting older and the eyes are different, instead of putting a small dot on a baseball at the target, I'm trying to put a softball size dot on a volleyball size spot in the target. And you can be on the edge of what you're trying to hit, but you're 5 inches off. It's just struggling to do it now makes me wish that I would have, done some more stuff back then. But it was always my hunting stuff. It was always my hunting setup. We talked about it earlier. That money shoot at Big Spring on Saturday. Josh wants me to go shoot with him. I'm going to go shoot with him, but I had to shoot my backup bow in because my hunting bow has the adjustable like single pin dial. So you got to have fixed pins or whatever. I'm a hunter. I'm not a pro dude. I'm not going to step out there and shoot with pro guys. I'm not going to hang with them. But I used to be able to say, okay, there's a spot. You put the pin on it, and you make a good release, and the air's going to hit there. That's just what it is. But when it comes to target stuff, I don't know. I've always shot hunting. I've never had anything specifically for target stuff, so I'm no help there.
Mason, what do you think, man? Do you agree?
Right now, for what I'm shooting right now, I'm actually shooting a hunting bow for all this target stuff we're doing.
All right.
Like it's basically a target setup on a hunting bow. I got my boss bars and my B3 sight on it, but I could pretty much go hunt with this tomorrow if I wanted.
So what would you recommend? What would you recommend for an amateur getting started into shooting? Because I know you guys always talk about, we're hunting for a pie plate bullseye, and you're trying to shoot golf balls. When you're shooting a paper.
I started with a Matthews Mission, not like I started, but that's what I shot for forever, and I got really good with it. And then I slowly moved up to buying nicer bows and shooting them, and just shooting. I guess they're newer, but shooting a newer bow, I guess, helps. But that littler bow, and that's not as forgiving as the bows I shoot now, will teach you so much about yourself and what you need to do and how you need to do it. And I think for an amateur, like a Matthews Mission or these Elites that are cheaper, that's a good entry level bow, because you don't want to go out and buy the PSE that's sitting here or the top of the line target bow just to begin. You can buy a hunting bow, and it works really good.
Right on. Hey, I think Ron dropped out on us for just a minute. You guys want to get into any sort of rivalries? You guys got any father-son rivalries or any shooting stories like that?
No, but we'll be at Big Spring this weekend to shoot, but we're not shooting together.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be there shooting separate. He's got a buddy coming over to shoot with him at that shoot, and then we're going to shoot Harrisburg night shoot. I'm
Right
going to
on.
shoot with I'm doing the dad thing. I'm going to shoot with my daughter, so I'm going to have one shoot with me in the hunter class there, and then we'll go to Harrisburg at night. The other one that shoots the open setup, she'll shoot with me over there. So she's got to hit the big rings, and I'll just hit the little rings. That's the
That's
goal.
Now, this is the first time I've ever talked to any of you three. I heard you saying earlier that you coach several other people.
Yeah, we have an S3DA youth team, which is
Okay.
one of the ways that Mason got started this year. We have a team through the Dillsburg Club that basically it's from 7, 8 years old through seniors in high school can compete, based on equipment type and age group. I would compare it to it's like rec ball or rec soccer of archery. It's
Okay.
you're gonna learn really quick whether you have that fire or not.
Right.
And there's so many competitions out there. You can compete every weekend if you want. So we have kids of all different all different levels, of shooting, different types of equipment, different ages of kids. It's that's what I say. I measure our success on the weekend based on when
Right.
when I say my kids, it's not necessarily just the 3 that live with me. Them
Right.
kids that we coach, they're my kids too.
Yep.
That's been fun.
Yeah, for sure. So my youngest daughter just finished her hunter safety class. She's excited. She's my dad got her a little bear bow from, I think it might have even been mine from when I was a kid, but he's getting that all set up for her. She's a lefty, so that's going to be a little tricky for me to teach her. But
Well, if you need lefty parts, come see me. I have
okay.
3. Well, we got 3 or 4. I got 3 or 4 left-handed bows here and all kinds of equipment because my daughter shoots my one daughter shoots left-handed, and
Okay.
I got a pile of old bows.
Yeah.
We can definitely help the left-handed situation. So,
Right on. Well, I would appreciate that very, very much.
as she grows, that's
Yeah.
that getting a bow that keeps up with her is a huge part of
Yeah.
it.
So I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to pass mine down to her, but that's all right. She'll get her own one day. So I have to ask you guys a kind of a divisive question that I've been asking all my hunting friends, everybody that I meet that hunts. You got a deer in front of you, all scun off and ready to go. You got a backstrap, you got a tenderloin. Which one are you taking?
Tenderloin.
There's no wrong answers. I mean, it's just
yeah.
I mean, right now it's tenderloin, but
Oh yeah, tenderloin.
backstrap. I'm gonna throw that thing in I'm gonna vacuum seal it in a bag and let it in the fridge for 3 to 4 weeks, and then take it out, salt, pepper, garlic, and cook it up, and it's gonna melt like butter.
there you go.
But right now, tenderloin.
Yeah, fresh off the deer, you got to go tenderloin for sure. Yeah.
Sorry, Ron, I kind of guided it towards my way.
No, it's good, man. These guys, I was watching on YouTube. My computer shut down, so I threw it up on my. I'm watching on the live feed, and these guys didn't hesitate, man. They're going tenderloin all the way.
Thanks for
Yeah, that's
taking
right.
the time to join us, Ron.
Yeah, it's nice. Sometimes you got to make an entrance, and so that's what we try to do.
Yeah, man.
All right, right on, man. Well, I mean, listen, we all love deer meat. We all like to do it. Mason, tell me a little bit about the leap. Right, you wanted to go pro. and you're starting to shoot in some bigger comps with some different type of competition. And I know you've been traveling a little bit this summer, so tell us your story. Tell us what happened. Why you decided to make the leap.
The biggest thing for me making the leap was, I mean, you get to be against better people, and
Right.
better people make you shoot better. It's kind of how you surround yourself. Do you surround yourself with people that are or do you want to surround yourself with people that are really good? Is kind of the way I look at it, and the only way to get better is to go get better and be forced to get better. And
yeah, I like that approach. Surround yourself with people that are better than you, because that is the way to growth. And if you're not challenging yourself, there's, like I always say, there's always somebody out there who's better, faster, stronger. You just got to find that individual and reach to obtain those goals. You got any specific goals that you're shooting for?
I guess a big one is to win an IBO world title. I guess I want one of them nice gold belt buckles.
Yeah.
And win some ASA stuff would be nice.
Write it down on the calendars, guys. Mark it down.
It's gonna happen. He said it this day.
Bro, you're young, and you're putting the energy and focus into it. So, that's why we wanted to have you come on the show. We wanted to hype what you're doing. And, certainly I know you hit us up as being a Mentzer, so you plug us all the time and being part of Mentzer Outdoors. And we certainly want to plug you too. What about in team initiatives or sponsorships? Anybody you want to shout out or talk about?
Boss Stabilizers were my first ever, I guess, signed contract, and I'm really, really happy that I signed with them because these bars are awesome. And B3, I mean, I guess you've seen everything I've done with the B3 sight on my bow, so It works.
Talk them up. That's the whole point of having a sponsor, man. Talk them up. Sell that product.
Yep. Boning. I mean, boning. I use it on every arrow I have too. What else? I mean,
Dad.
Well, Buck, from your perspective.
Hey Mason, you're forgetting a very important one right now. No. More important probably than Dad at this point. Do you remember what you? Okay, we didn't forget what we did on Monday.
Yeah. I almost forgot it.
Well, fill in the audience because we don't know what you did on Monday.
On Monday, I went and bought, I guess, next year's target bow for me. Ram Archery hooked me up, got me a bow at dealer price, saved me a little bit of money. So, yeah.
What kind of bow is it?
An Elite Victor.
There you go.
The new Elite that just was released here a couple weeks ago.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So Buck, why don't you chime in here a little bit and for the audience that might be dreaming of competitive archery. I know you do a lot of coaching. You work with a lot of youth, archers and that sort of thing. What's some advice that you'd want to give to the audience that's listening to this and interested in learning more about competitive archery?
Find a local club. Find a club that's doing what you're interested in doing. There's so many different kinds of archery out there anymore. You can shoot indoor spots. 3D. The hunting crowd's all familiar with 3D, but there's the outdoor target, world archery and the Olympic style shooting with the outdoor targets. There's different kinds of archery out there. if you're into it and you think you like something, find a club that does it, or talk to a local club and see if they know who to talk to, and there's a class for everybody. You don't have to be the world's greatest shooter. You're going to meet so many great people on the archery range. I mean, I've done a lot of different things. I've been part of, I worked on sprint cars and, been done different sports and coached wrestling and, this and that with my kids and everything. But I've met more good people through archery than most about any of them other ones we've done. There's, you just don't find there. I just haven't found that bad person, I guess, yet. I guess I'll just keep looking. Maybe I'm sure there's one out there, but, everybody's been good people that we run into, and I like going to a shoot and getting paired up with somebody new every time. I tell people all the time, I'll roll in there with my 2 or 3 of my kids at a shoot and I'll be like, don't pair me with them. I want to shoot
Yeah.
with other people. I want to meet new people. I want my kids to meet new people. My wife shoots sometimes, so she goes and she's had the opportunity to shoot with different people. So you get out there, just you get to know people, and and don't worry about what everyone else's score is. Just you do you. You know,
That's what we like to say.
just like hunt. Just like hey, you hunt your hunt. You're going to
Yep.
shoot the buck you want to shoot. It's the same way with archery. Mason's goal when he enters a course is different than my goal, and it's different than my wife's goal, and it's different than my daughter's goal, and it's different than my friend's goal. Everybody's goal when they enter that course is different. Stay the course and shoot the round you went there to shoot. Not
Yep.
not everybody's Levi Morgan on the first day, and most people are never going to be that.
Right.
But you got to be the best version of yourself as you can be.
Yeah, and you're always pushing to increase on what you did the last time. So how do I better myself? And that's what Mason,
And you
touched
can,
on earlier.
yeah, you can spend a small fortune doing this, or you can do it on the cheap. That bow that Mason's telling you about, that's my hunting bow. That part he didn't tell you. That's my hunting bow.
Mine's
He
laid in
blew
pieces.
his IBO bow's in pieces. His hunting bow is in pieces because a limb splintered on him at a shoot earlier this year. So his stuff's in pieces. That's a 10, 11-year-old hunting bow that he's shooting, and as competitive as anybody wants to be in that class with it right now. So that just goes to show you don't necessarily need the equipment. You just need to put the time in. You put the time in behind the bow.
So I'd say it's safe to say that there's, now that Mason's like going to some more pro shooting and going up against different competitors, based on the response you just gave us, there's no friendly rivalry within the family on scoring when you guys are going out to shoot. You just shoot your shot.
Yeah, you shoot your
Except
shoot your round
for
and
his siblings. Yeah, except for the siblings, right?
oh
Like when your
well,
sister beats you in a round, they're
I
gonna
mean,
say something, right?
Kara beat everybody a couple weeks ago. Now the backstory to that was Mason and I were getting ready for IBO, so we were no rangefinder. We were shooting unknown. Kara was using a rangefinder
further
and smoked us. But we haven't. Kara hasn't forgot about that. She can tell you the date and time that she shot that score. She hasn't forgot.
Before. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how she shoots. She has no.
It's hard to rub
she
it in
has no
somebody's
desire.
face if you forget.
Yeah, she has no desire to shoot unknown. She'll tell you, if I can't take my rangefinder, I don't want to go. So,
well, Mason, it's awesome hearing your story, dude. We're excited. We're watching you. We're sharing those posts that you put out there. Where can people find you? Where they can follow along with your journey? I know when you do go to shoots, you put a pretty good recap in your description of the photos you're posting. Where can people follow you?
I think I'm disconnected.
you're there. I can hear you, Mason.
Yeah, we can hear you.
He's on a delay.
He's on. Yeah.
Dad, am
All
I
right.
still on?
Yeah,
You're
I
still on.
can't hear anything.
we can hear you.
Uh-oh. Well, I think we'll wrap up here.
Yeah, I'm not
You
sure
gotta,
what all his socials are on. I can
I know
I can get them to you.
I got him at Mason Mentzer Archery on Instagram.
That
That's
and
where we'll
get you.
send.
Yeah, that's connected to everything.
Yeah, so that's going to get you all his updates. You're going to be able to follow him there. Um, as far as everybody else goes, we do a lot of stuff on Instagram and we try to share. I know that you share a lot of stuff on Facebook, but Mason, can you hear us now?
I can now. Yep.
All right, man. I'm just trying to plug your socials, dude. Are you, other than Instagram, where are you at?
I'm on, I guess, Facebook on Mason Mentzer. Just my normal account. I don't have an archery account on Facebook yet.
All right. Well, keep on tagging Mentzer Outdoors when you're posting that stuff. We're gonna push it out for you, man.
Yeah, man.
Excited to watch you make this journey. Before we wrap it in, like give me some stories. Like, what's the toughest weather you've shot in? Or what would be your like dream matchup if you had to pair up with somebody?
Mason, there's only one way you can toughest weather is Rob's Hill. RBD, Rob's Hill in the pouring down rain. I don't care what anybody says. That's one of the toughest days ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably one of the worst.
Any dream matchups?
I don't know. RBD, I'd like to be in the first flight against like Glenn Bordwell and Brady and them in the shoot downs.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Really cool.
You're on your way, dude. You're on your way.
Yep.
Keep on pushing.
Yep.
Appreciate you like taking the time out tonight and hanging out. We've been looking forward to getting you on here, and Josh and Justin. I know you guys. I want to say thanks to you guys too for coming on and chiming in with some of your insights as well. But Mason, we're watching your journey, man, from amateur to pro. It's motivating the rest of us. We were all your age once, and we know what it's like. I like what Josh said earlier when he said, "Don't overlook this time of your life, man. It's probably the best time of your life. Senior year of high school, and you're seeing success in pretty much all the sports that you're touching. So don't take time to smell the roses while you're doing it, man, because it goes by too quick."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's gone.
We're getting ready to hang the bow up a little bit. Just getting back in the wrestling room started this week, so
There you go.
focus is going to shift here for a couple months, but come next spring when when he's done at Hershey, it'll be wide open again. So
There you go.
Yeah, let the archery be your break away from wrestling, but this is it, man. It's all you got. You got, what is it? It's August right now. March, you got, was that 7 months?
Yeah, you only got a couple months
like,
left.
This is it, and you got a taste of it last year. But I mean, don't hold anything back. If you want it all the time. And because that's it. Once that final whistle blows, you're going to be like all the rest of us old dudes, just trying to get kids to do the things that we did that helped us and not make the same mistakes we made. You're going to be an old man just like us. So go get it. Put everything you have into it, start to finish. And I mean, at the end, when you take your shoes off, know that you didn't leave anything. You didn't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
Right on.
Any parting words from you, Mason?
Thanks for having me on. Great getting to talk to you guys.
Dude, if you slow down enough, you can come on as often as you want, man. But Justin's not wrong, man. Just give it all you got this year. You got a bunch of people in your corner. We're cheering you on. and we're excited to watch everything unfold.
Yes, sir.
Josh, parting words?
Just keep after it, man. Like Justin was saying, enjoy your time. Put everything you got into it, brother. You're gonna go places. As long as you don't lose your love for it. Keep it up, man. And I look forward to watching everything that you're posting.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna I'll wrap with an outro video here, but at the end of the day, check out Mason. He's at Mason Mentzer Archery. Support the team. Stay tuned until next time. I'm not even sure who we got coming on next. We're gonna have to get into the schedule. We're getting into August here, end of August.
Yeah.
We're getting into September, I guess. So remember, nature is our playground, and we always encourage you guys to stay wild. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.